Welcome back to the Michigan Business Beat, brought to you on the Michigan Business Network. Chris Holman here, coming to you from our studios at Capital Region International Airport. And speaking of flying, spend a little time right now with Tony Vernaci. He's the president of the AIAM, Aerospace Industry Association in Michigan. And hey, Tony, it is so good to spend time with you. How you doing? You are flying all over the place, as a matter of fact. You're a pretty busy guy.
Yeah, you know what? It's been a busy second half of the year, but it's been great. A lot of things happen in the aerospace world and our world. So yeah, this has just been a great time.
Now let's talk a little bit about that and start out by reminding everybody what the AIAM is.
Yeah, so we're a trade organization here in the state of Michigan, focused on companies that are in the aerospace industry. We started the organization. It's been over 6 years ago now, believe it or not. Time flies when you're having a good time. But our point is we're trying to help companies in the state, connect, learn, and grow is what we call it. Make connections in the aerospace industry, learn about the industry, and ultimately grow their business. It's a large industry here, Chris. You and I have been talking about it from the very beginning, and it's just it's not very well known. And we now know we have about 1,000 companies from Calumet down to Jackson that are involved in the industry, and our mission is to have that no longer be Michigan's best kept secret.
I'm amazed at when you said what, 6 years, and I.
Yeah.
Over lunch when you were running the idea past me. Seems like it was 6 months ago. Unbelievable. You have accomplished so much in that short period of time. So tell me a little bit about your AeroOne 2023 conference that you held in Detroit. How did that go?
It was fantastic. And there's so many different purposes for that event. But one of them is, we're wanting to draw companies and people in from outside of the state, as well as people within the state, to come together to talk about the future of the industry and what's going on. And so last year we held it in Grand Rapids. Outstanding event. We maxed out the JW Marriott down there, and we said, okay, we want to grow it. We want to continue to bring people to Michigan and break down those paradigms of what they think Michigan is. So we held it at the Renaissance Center in downtown Detroit. It was a 2.5-day conference, so we expanded it a little bit this year. One thing new that we added, we called it the Aerospace Roundtables. And this was a really different design that we put together. But we had 3 companies, Pratt Whitney, Eaton, and Woodward. All 3 gave us a problem they're dealing with in their business today. And they were looking for companies to come and sit at the table and brainstorm and problem solve on what they might be able to do for solutions. And so that day, it was a 4-hour session. We had 60 companies come together, had never met each other. And they got to collaborate with these big tier ones, work in small groups. They got to know each other. It was fabulous. And there were so many lessons learned, connections made, that it will definitely be repeated at AeroOne in 2024.
Off the top of my head, I'm thinking talent, supply chain, healthcare costs, inflation. Were those the types of problems you were looking at?
Well, supply chain was definitely one of them, because supply chain lead times ever since COVID have just gone out the roof, and companies they're sandwiched in the middle. Their customers want it faster. Their suppliers say it's going to take longer. So is how to deal with supply chain lead times, digital engineering, and automation. Didn't talk about talent this year, but I got a hunch it'll be on the topic for next year.
Well, maybe if they make technological advances, with the advent of AI, I mean, there's a lot of job replacement going on right now. So it may change that whole piece. Tony, are the airlines back to pre-COVID levels?
They are. Actually, we watch the daily TSA numbers domestically. So the number of passengers traveling through the TSA checkpoints, and the daily numbers are back. And there's no question about it. The demand is travels there. The demand for new aircraft is actually stronger now than it was before COVID. So the industry is bursting at the seams, and it needs suppliers. It desperately needs suppliers to be able to climb the mountain.
Well, listen, you're focused on aerospace, but keep an eye on innovation in the auto sector. What's that about?
Yeah, absolutely. Because there's so many synergies, and I know that's an overused word, but there truly is between aerospace and automotive. When you think of fuel efficiency, different fuel types, hydrogen, electric, autonomous, all of those technologies and advances in the automotive industry are very applicable, and they're just going down parallel paths. And so, bringing those together, like the state of Michigan has done for 80 years of bringing these two industries together. So we definitely keep our eye on both industries for that.
So listen, congratulations. You guys just established a charitable foundation. Got about 30 seconds. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it's awesome. There's so much work to be done, and the foundation's primary goals are to help individuals, get a path into the industry for careers, whether they're in underserved, communities, rural communities, but it's also to help companies. They think they want to get into the aerospace industry. They don't know what that's all about. And so we want to give them an opportunity to learn about it, understand what it's going to take for their business.
Unbelievable stuff. And you have been doing unbelievable stuff. Tony Vernaci, president of AIAM, which is the Aerospace Industry Association of Michigan. Keep up the good work, my friend. Keep Michigan flying.
Okay, Chris. Thanks again. You have a great day.
You're watching the Michigan Business Beat on the Michigan Business Network. I'm Chris Holman.